Have you ever wondered why your new paint looks perfect in the store, but terrible once it hits your walls? The secret isn't the color, it's the sheen. Today we're going to show you how each sheen behaves, where it succeeds and fails, and why one brand's eggshell could look like another brand's satin. As we look at the science of sheen, paint sheens really come down to surface smoothness. Under a microscope, flat paint looks like a mountain range. Tiny peaks and valleys that scatter light. The more resin in the paint, the smoother the surface, and the shinier it will appear. Think of this like tires on your car. Flat paints are like off-road tires. They're rough, they're forgiving, and they're going to hide imperfections. But a high sheen paint is like a racing slick. They reflect light evenly, they're smooth, they're hard, and they'll show every flaw. Let's take a moment and we're going to break down the 5 most common sheens. You start with the flat and matte option. This is great for ceilings or imperfect walls. It works because those mountain range peaks and valleys are going to help scatter light. This is going to hide the flaws. Where can this fail? Well, both scrubbing and moisture can burnish these flat walls shiny. Then we look at eggshell. This is a nice soft glow that's great for most living spaces. It works because it has extra resins when compared to the flat, and this is going to give it a slightly more durable, smooth, and cleanable surface. This is where it fails. In humid spaces such as bathrooms, the eggshell film, it can potentially absorb moisture vapors. This absorption can slightly soften or swell the latex polymer film, making it more vulnerable to burnishing. A satin sheen can be great for hallways and kids' rooms. It can even look good in bathrooms and kitchens. Why does it work? It has a tight film. This makes it more scrubbable and stain resistant. Where this might fail is if you have rough walls. This could potentially exaggerate patches and roller marks. Semi-gloss is great for bathrooms, kitchens, and trim. It works because its dense resin does a great job when it comes to resisting moisture and can wipe away clean. The problem is, if you have large walls, that glare is going to highlight everything. As we turn our attention to gloss, this is good for accent trim or furniture. People like it because of its maximum reflection and excellent durability. But the big problem is every single flaw is going to be amplified. Here's a quick bonus insight for you. High quality paints actually let you step down in sheen without losing the durability. That's because the premium resins form a stronger, harder film even at lower gloss levels. A matte or eggshell in a top tier paint line can resist scrubbing and moisture way better than a satin in a cheaper paint. Now, sheens are not universal. One brand's eggshell could look like another one's satin. I always say that sheens overlap like the Olympic rings. This is why testing samples is critical. Now that we talked about these basic sheens, you might say, well, there's a lot of other sheens that I've noticed at the paint store. Some brands might offer a velvet, a pearl, or even a low luster. Why? It's because of design and performance. They fine-tune their gloss for specific looks, touch-up blending, and light reflection. Also, this is for marketing. When you give a sheen an exclusive name, it signals a premium designer-level product. These sheens are going to give both pros, DIYers, and decorators more control over their finish. That is, without changing the base chemistry drastically. Here's some common sheen mistakes that people make. Many people feel that the higher the sheen, the more durable. And because of that, they grab the cheapest paint possible and crank that sheen all the way up to a semi-gloss or a gloss. But the reality is, the low-quality resins simply can't handle it. The paint may stay soft, it could streak, or trap dirt, even if it is shiny. It's like putting shiny rims on a car with bald tires. It looks fast, but it isn't going to perform. So here's a simple guide that you can use when it comes to picking the right sheen. A flat or matte is really good for ceilings, old or imperfect walls. That's because they hide imperfections by scattering light. Eggshell is wonderful for most living spaces. It balances appearance and cleanability. Satin is good for hallways and kids' bedrooms. That tight film is going to resist scuffs and wash really well. Semi-gloss can be used in bathrooms, kitchens, and on trim. These dense resins protect from moisture and are easy to clean. And finally, gloss should be used sparingly on trim, furniture, and accents. It's both durable and reflective, but it will show every flaw, so make sure you place it carefully. Now that we talked about the sheen, let's help you pick the right color. Please check out one of these videos and we can continue this fun discussion. In the meantime, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. We'll see you next time.